From the dawn of civilization, humanity has yearned to move faster, reach further. It began with a single step, marking our first journey into the unknown. From horse hooves thundering across plains, we learned to harness nature's power. To ships crossing vast oceans, connecting worlds that seem forever apart. Steel and steam forged our path forward, machinery breathing life into our dreams. Until railways united nations, iron horses racing toward tomorrow. Then our minds took flight, breaking free from physical bounds. Through mathematics, through science, unlocking the universe's deepest secrets, into digital realms and artificial minds where imagination knows no limits. This is our journey from earthbound dreamers to creators of new worlds. This is Flux, for the people, by the people.
We're live.
We are live. Davey, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good. And on the dot, the live, right? That's perfect. That's perfect.
Punctuality is key at Flux. Most of the time.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. We'd rather do it right than quick, right? Something like that.
Yeah, right.
Good morning,
Well,
everyone.
we made a small change, right? This year, where you won't see many betas.
No, we're getting away from the beta thing. Yeah, most of the time we'll do closed betas now, and then we'll roll right into a release candidate. So we're trying to get away from the alpha beta. So we're trying to get product to market way quicker, and we've been doing really well this year. We'll talk about it in this thing. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today. I have a little bit of housekeeping for you. If you can take a second and just like and reshare this. I also ask that if you're sitting on your ass watching this, do some tweets. Find some cool things. Take a screenshot, tweet it out, tag us, tag everybody, tag your mom, your sister, your next door neighbor, whatever. Get us out there, right? So take some time. We'll get that viewer count way up there, and that's what I like to see. Okay, without further ado, Davey, let's kind of dig into it. We're going to do it a little bit different today, guys. This is going to be more informational. So as we go, okay, I need you guys to ask questions. So if you have something that you want to ask a question about, fire it up. We'll start on the side there, and we'll come back to it when we do our AMA section. So we are now in April, and it has been an absolute monster 4 months for us in terms of development, right? So, when the world is sleeping, when the bears are out crawling around, we're building, and that's what we do best. We love. Bigger. Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger. Hang on, I'm gonna go back to the other one.
Yeah, just leave that. That's good.
I'll leave it.
So, we've had an amazing 4 months. The team has worked really hard, delivering in spades across the board. And we're going to talk about all the services that we're offering now, because if somebody asks you about Flux, you can share this AMA with them, and it's going to answer all the pieces of what we're doing and how we're doing it. But this is more or less just a level set where we're at and get everybody up to speed. So today we're going to talk about Arcane, FluxAI, and all things Flux, which there's a lot of things of Flux because we know this because we built the ecosystem. So lots of cool stuff in there. So today we're at the agenda. We're going to talk about Flux Arcane to start. That's a big one. People have a lot of questions around Arcane and what it means to progressive node rewards. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about FluxAI Enterprise. We'll talk about FluxMed, one of our new products that just came out, which seems to be really taking on headwind behind it. We've got a lot of medical companies chatting with us about random stuff. That's all I'll say, or Davey will yell at me. Flux Grader, which is absolutely insane. Coming from a C-suite background and understanding the bullshit we had to go through to hire people and really evaluate the resumes, we did it in 30 seconds with Flux Grader, which is absolutely insane. So we had a position we were filling. We had the better part of 250 resumes that were submitted, and we were able to go through those in 30 seconds and rank them based on their resume and the fit for the position. So you feed in we'll get to that when we get to it. Flux Play, which is a new product that was released, basically targets gamers, people that want to deploy games or build games on Flux. Flux Play will play a big part in the next 6 months of the project. We'll say that. So it's going to be a big piece. Flux Pro, we heard you. We, one of the big things that we got from the community was we love the products, but they're all over the place. So you've got FluxAI, you've got Flux Edge, you got Flux Core, you've got you know, all these different products. How do we bring them together in center? So I only pay for one product, but I get multiple pieces. So that's where Flux Pro comes in. And if you want to keep those dollars and cents down, it's a good way to do it as well if you're using Fusion and so on and so forth. So we'll talk about Flux Edge, SSP wallet updates. We'll talk about the brand new Zelcore browser extension, which is fantastic. If you haven't downloaded it yet and played with it, it really makes things super, super easy. You can really tie it to any wall or any front end, you know, Uniswap, all that kind of crap. So it's really kind of cool. Affiliate program, we're going to talk about that. Our biggest sales force are you guys. And we're going to talk about how we're going to incentivize you as you bring leads to us. And when we have a little contest at the end. So I got to go fast.
That's
so we're going to start off with Flux Arcane. So Flux Arcane, it is built on Ubuntu 24.04, and it was built by Influx Technologies. It's a private cloud computing foundation and features Flux Cloud products. So if you're not familiar with Influx, I wouldn't say it's a parent company. It's a company that the founders have created to help build out pieces of Flux and make sure if you think Lightning Network, you think Bitcoin, you think Influx, you think Flux, you think Ethereum Foundation, you're going to think Ethereum, so on and so forth. So Influx is a for-profit company that basically helps to build on top of the platform. Now, anybody can create an Influx. If you guys are out there listening right now, create a company, resell the product. I mean, we love competition. So anybody can tap into the Flux network, and that's the glory of it all. So we've already got 2 or 3 people that are doing that themselves. We've got Grid. We've got other products that are using for self-deployments. We're talking to some Web 2 folks that are going to do reselling on it, so on and so forth. So the big bullet points, we'll just kind of run through these real quick, and then we'll give a synopsis at the end. So it's easy setup, bootable ISO, and friendly installer. We needed to get this Arcane down to the point where it was super easy to do and anyone can do it. It's verified security. So this was a big piece that Flux was missing, and Arcane brought that to the forefront. So secure boot, unified kernel, DM, whatever that is, vetting, and SaaS. And then, you know, so now you have your security pieces that are built into that as well. And then you have your minimal intervention, so supports a manual automated YAML JSON based configurations. Super easy. All the tech nerds out there know exactly what that is. Me, not so much, but I understand the premise of it, so that's all that matters. Encrypted design, so it's TMP plus LUKS encryption with a SAS generated keys, so it is super secure. SAS protection, so detects tampering, wipes disk, blocks untrusted boots. So it, again, security is the big piece of Arcane. Live monitoring, so you now
literally, yeah, the security starts literally from the moment you start installing Arcane. Is literally the moment we start with the security already. So at the very beginning of your OS, we already start with security. Secure boot, encryption keys, encryption of the disk that's going to be utilized afterwards, like non-stop security pieces so that we can bring in any type of customer going forward.
Yeah, all of our enterprise customers that we're working on, this was a big requirement for them to get on board deeper than they were, and now we're starting to really bring a bunch of folks over. You'll start hearing more about that in the next couple months as we start to roll out some of those enterprises we're working with. We talked about live monitoring, so real-time abnormality and activity detection, strict access control, so console SSH roles, no root access. This is huge to protect our node operators. We want to make sure that, essentially what protects us at this particular point in time is the fact that we, for all intents and purposes, we would be considered almost like an ISP. But if you have node operators able to access that infrastructure at root level, that creates some problems. So Arcane Nodes takes care of all of that. So, you know, I highly recommend, especially because only Arcane nodes will be participating in progressive node rewards.
Yep. If you don't have Arcane, you're not going to.
If you don't have Arcane, then you're not going to get the additional juice. And what's the additional juice? Well, if you haven't read the progressive node reward white paper, I suggest you do it. highly profitable. So you have to be ready and you have to be on Arcane to make that happen. Reliable updates, full image releases to ensure consistency across nodes, Gravity integration, and enhances decentralization, orchestration, and security. So really what this comes down to is Arcane changes the game for Flux. How many Arcane nodes are out there? I think it's well over 1,000 at this point. I still got to upgrade.
I think we're close to 10% of the network are now Arcane nodes.
I got to upgrade mine. So yeah, so I got to get on that. God, that's going to be a lot of damn work. Anyway, once you've upgraded, then you're in for progressive node rewards. So I highly recommend if you're running a node to check out PNR and let us know what you think. So really, this comes down to securing the network, which we've talked about in the past. We take our network really seriously. We've just audited the entire network from top to bottom. SSP, Zelcore, FluxOS, FluxEdge, FluxDrive, you name it. We did audits. A lot of money was put into that. And the amazing part is we had a few items we had to fix, but most of them was low range. Just, hey, you might want to take care of this stuff. You can check out our audits on CoinMarketCap. If you go to the audit tool, it'll list it out. We have about 3 different auditors we went with. Zuku's, I can't remember what it's called. He has a company that basically does those audits too, so they helped us with that. So, and if you don't know who Zuku is, he's the founder of Zcash, so we work with them as well. Yeah, somebody said Zins. Caffeine and nicotine is a must for any person working in DeepIn. Come on, guys, you know this. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we just need to keep going with pushing the security forward. We're real serious about it, and we're real happy with where we're at now. If you have questions about this or the security piece, just toss them up in chat, and we'll just jump on them as we go. FluxAI Enterprise. So I think the big thing before we get into really what FluxAI Enterprise is, we have to understand what FluxAI is and why it's different from our competitors. FluxAI is completely decentralized, does not harvest your data. Every GPT client out there right now, doesn't matter if it's Grok or ChatGPT or Bard or put whatever name you want in there, right? You are the product. They're harnessing your data. So when we built FluxAI, we built this for organizations that do not want to participate with training models. They want to keep their data internally, and they want to keep it decentralized and build on top of that. So this is where FluxAI really shines. And why is this important for enterprise customers? Well, if you want to use something, if you want to use a AI client, you don't want that data being harvested by the big board. So if Dan is working in FluxAI, I don't have no worries that my contract document that I'm uploading for a synopsis on is going to be now controlled by ChatGPT or Grok or one of those guys. So it does change the game. FluxAI is uniquely different from every other product out there because it actually uses the edge network to run. So why FluxAI Enterprise? Private AI deployments. We just talked about that. That's huge. Davey can testify to this as well. Our enterprise clients, when we talk to them, the number one thing is we don't want to be linked to the board. We want to have our own data, control our own data, have everything right in one place. So that's a big deal for them. On-prem or private cloud options. So a lot of folks will say, hey, well, I don't know that I even want this running on the internet. How do I do an on-prem version of this? We have that. If you want to run it on the cloud, you can have that. If you want to run it on FluxEdge, you can run it on that. So honestly, the Swiss utility knife of AI is what it comes down to. Custom solutions and white labeling offering. This is another piece for enterprise that's huge. Folks, when they want to utilize your product or build a product on there that they want to perhaps resell, they don't want Flux's name all over it. So we offer options where you'll get a white label. Now, of course, there will be Flux somewhere in there, whether it's a splash screen when it loads or whatever it is. So, but it's their product. So hypothetically, give me a medical company, Davey.
G.
I don't know. GE, right? So GE wants to create their own AI client. They want to brand it, they want to white label it, and they want to sell it forward. They're using their own training data in the background that isn't, garnered by anyone else, and they're selling access to that essentially, and that works well for us because we're just a pass-through costing model, right? So we're gonna charge them X, which then goes back to the infrastructure operators, and of course, Influx gets some of that as well, and then everything's right with the world. So really cool stuff. Enterprise grade security. We have to have enterprise grade security for sure. And that's exactly what we bring to the table. And managed services and ongoing support. So recently, Influx launched their managed service unit. So essentially what that means is if you want to build on Flux and deploy on Flux, you can do it all day long. If you have systems administrators out there, but most people are in a position where they don't have those resources. And they want to be able to understand, how can I use Flux Cloud? How can I use Flux Edge? How can I use FluxAI? And maybe I want you to do that for me, and I'm going to pay you to do that. So what it does for us is it allows us to bring customers on who may not be comfortable running it day one, but will at some point become comfortable with it down the road. So it's a great way to get.
Yesterday. Yeah, literally had a customer yesterday. They're like, I was IT folks on the call, so there was developers on the call, and they're like, well, we know what to do, how it works and all that. We don't have the time. We don't have the time to sit down, find the model, sit down, create everything from the get-go. Can you help us? And that's where we come in, and that's why we have the partnership with NVIDIA, talking to a medical company for FluxMed. We'll talk about that in a bit. Talking with NVIDIA as well, what kind of models should we introduce to these folks? What is the best one? That's what the managed services is about. We go the extra mile to help you out with delivering the software you need. And yeah,
David, did you see we broke the Inception program for everyone?
Sorry, guys. Whoever thought it was easy to get partnered with NVIDIA, it's not that easy, is it?
Yeah, it ain't that easy. So there was an announcement today that going forward, they would no longer accept blockchain companies or crypto companies, if you look at it very specifically, right, into the Inception program. And that's because there was a shit ton of people that wanted to do what we did. But what we did is we actually graduated from the Inception program and we moved into an NPC partner, right, Davey? NPR? NPM. Yeah. So essentially what that means is we're a full partner with NVIDIA. On the Influx side of the house, this is where we always tell people that we are a tech company that happens to utilize a blockchain. This is where you see that, right? So they understand the value add that we're bringing, and that the cryptocurrency side of the world is a necessity to run the infrastructure, but they understand the business model on the other side of that. And, we were really, honestly, we were honored to be accepted as a partner with NVIDIA, because it really, to my knowledge, there's nobody else in there doing what we're doing. But this goes back to when you hear me talk on our DPIN spaces. Use case. You cannot go to these heavy players with some fucking pie in the sky, some pie in the sky. They said they were going to have a drinking game. Every time I used the F word, they were going to drink. So there you go. Get your shots out.
Damn it.
Cheers. So, really, it's not, you got to have these things built out. You have to really have a well-developed company, a well-developed team, a well-developed product, building on a decentralized platform. And that's really what it comes down to. So kind of cool to hear that this morning.
I have something for the giveaway later as well, Dan.
What is it?
From NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah?
It's a ruler.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So it's basically old motherboards that they recycled and reused. So if you we'll give one away or two at the end of the stream.
Nice. Nice. So people have asked, and I'll just update here, what's the value add that we get from being a partnership with NVIDIA? We have already received in spades a ton of support from them. So all of their NVIDIA classes we've been able to attend. We've been able to talk to their strategic partners. We're already working with products that are in that mix the same, and we're able to work with them as well. So the product continues to keep growing. So really, 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 really cool stuff with them going on.
It's quite something to be able to say to a big IT company that we're working with to say, yeah, I'll quickly ask the guys from NVIDIA. I'll call the guy, the director of the medical department. I'll give him a quick call.
Yeah, they've already helped us. Yeah, go ahead, Davey. Sorry.
No, it's kind of crazy the relationships we have now to work with. I know things take time to produce, but we said that at the beginning of the year. This is the year where we're starting to come out with a lot of things that gonna surprise people. So yeah, this is all the foundation has been laid, all the partners have been laid. NVIDIA, SUSE was quite interesting meeting last week as well. Dan, I don't know if you recall, where basically I brought our developers with their developers on a call to talk about. Hi, Debbie. To talk about some implementations that we've done for FluxEdge, and basically FluxAI Enterprise runs on top of FluxEdge. So we were talking best practices and standards that we have to adhere to for our Kubernetes implementations. And so the guys are asking questions, and the guys go, and the SUSE guys go like, we don't have a solution to that. You guys have it covered already. Can we potentially learn from you guys how you did this? This is a company that does enterprise Linux for day to day, and we're teaching them now on certain pieces. Not to brag, because it sounds like bragging, but
that's all right, dude. It's okay to brag. It's okay to brag every now and again. I like a little braggadocious.
Yeah, but it shows the partnership, right? Like it's not just, hey,
it's not a one way
and getting. Now we're contributing to other companies their future implementations, even though they might never know that it was an implementation that we created for them. But that's a cool partnership in my book.
Yep, absolutely. So we got some questions. Let me get through this FluxAI Enterprise Healthcare, and then we'll jump over to get some of these questions knocked out. So this is essentially part of the FluxMed arena. So we've built this out specifically to kind of go tandem. I would say a high end of the folks that are coming to us are folks in the healthcare arena. They need bigger, faster, stronger, cheaper, right? And decentralized is a bonus. But our job has been to make this as seamless as possible for them, so they feel super comfortable with the platform. That's why we built out one user interface on FluxAI or what FluxMed will look like, and then we kind of retrofit things back into it as it needs it. So it's kind of different the way that we have been doing this. We're actually listening to our customers. By the way, good idea to do that. Listen to our customers, and they actually help us build these pieces out as we go. Well, can you do X? We have our customer we're working with now. They had data that was all over the fucking place. Like it was a mess. Old data, new data. This old shit was not this shit.
For years, we've been trying to bring it all under one umbrella, but we have English, we got Dutch, we got French, we got Spanish articles. We don't know what to do, how to bring it all together.
So they said, and these folks said, hey, we want to use you guys, but, shit in, shit out. So if our data input model going in is skewed or not updated or is just trash, the output models aren't going to be what we want. So what did we do? We went behind the scenes and actually built a part of the AI application that will unify this data, right? It'll categorize this data. It'll make this data searchable. And now their data that's junk all of a sudden becomes good, valuable output. And that huge shout out to Dave to Davey and to Daz and their team for working on that, because that customer went from maybe I'll use it to, oh, this is a no fucking brainer. So very good stuff.
Well, it's cool to see that the customers now start thinking already ahead. We're still implementing this, yet they're already thinking and dreaming. And one of the customers we're working with, you guys might not realize, but at one point, 1 out of 3 hospitals, and again, this sounds like bragging, but 1 out of 3 hospitals might eventually be utilizing this.
Yeah. That's no bullshit either. That's legitimate. And the difference between what Bitcoin has done with the finance world is, and let's say the majority of the assets out there, let's face it, are geared toward, dethroning some level of financial asset or maybe document management or something like that. but none of them are thinking about tech stacks that are outside of fintech, right? That we're thinking about healthcare, supply chain management, RWAs, so on and so forth. So the way we're building this out is, yes, we want to help out over here, but we want to help the rest of these folks who desperately need it. These guys in the financial world, they had solutions that they didn't want to be fixed, right? So it's been a fight. We know it's been a fight. We've watched the growth model. Bitcoin's going to zero. It's dog shit. It's Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. It seems to be doing pretty well right now. So I'm okay with that. But that's what you're going to get from the financial sector. You're not going to get that from the healthcare sector. That is a problem that desperately needs a solution, and we're willing to provide that. So some of the benefits of the FluxAI enterprise model for healthcare: enhanced patient care. We can access scans. We can, if you put 50,000 MRIs in there, you can scan through it and make sure your diagnoses were correct. Streamline workflows. So if you've worked in healthcare, it's kind of like the DMV. If you've ever went to the DMV and you just want to grab somebody and shake the shit out of them, that's what it's like in healthcare every day with data. So what that does is it streamlines. Whether you're the doctor, the RN, a surgeon, you're going to be able to access this data in real time and actually use AI as a background as well. Say you take an image and you need a real quick analysis of this, right? Not only from your lab tech, but also from AI. Boom, done. Now you're in it. Okay, took 30 seconds. This is what we believe we're seeing.
One of the customers we're talking with, basically what they want to see, for instance, is that the moment the image is taken, at the moment your x-ray of your ankle is taken, the moment that gets sent to what is called a PACS system, a radiology system, the moment that happens and something is detected by AI already, that it comes to the top of the workflow, for instance.
Yeah.
So if you have a broken ankle, you kind of want to know that like immediately. There's pain, there's something happening. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're in the ER sitting there waiting for the doctor to read, even though you might have a higher priority. But if the AI says there's something already broken, bring it all the way to the top because, that person is in pain. So that's the type of stuff.
Davey, what's the top 3 causes of death right now in the world? Do you know? Number one
is actually healthcare.
Number 1 is cancer. Number 2, heart attacks, and number 3, medical. It's malpractice. It's I accidentally killed you. I'm sorry. And what AI does is it adds not an extra set of eyes, but a billion set of eyes to looking at these imaging, and it will pick up what some of these doctors miss. My father died from stage 4 cancer. He was in and out and in and out and in and out of hospitals. They told him he had a backache. He told him he had this. He told him they took x-rays, the whole 9 yards. They missed it, is what it comes down to. They missed it. It was on the images when he got his CT scan, and they missed it. So, he went for the next 6 months while this, tumor grew and grew and grew and eventually killed him. So, I want to get to a point where we have an extra set of eyes on that, and you have access to your documents as well. And if you want a second opinion, you can run it yourself. That's really what it comes down to. So really, really kind of putting the power of healthcare back into the people's hands. So customizable and future-proof. We are not looking to dethrone the Cerners of the world, EMR of the world. What we're doing is to accent them as well. So
we're an
regulatory,
right?
Yeah, an aggregate. Regulatory compliance, HIPAA, PHI, so on and so forth, and scalability and resilience. One of the challenges I found working in healthcare was the ability to do rapid scaling. And, if I need to stand up 30 servers, good fucking luck. You'll get those in 3 years, right? With Flux
we
and
don't
Flux
have the budget
AI
for it right now.
Well, and here's the thing: is Flux is so cheap that people can start experimenting with technology. Instead of provisioning 3 servers that I have a project that might work, right? Well, now I can use Flux and Flux AI, and now I don't have to put out hardware costs. So my capital budget doesn't get tagged, or even, if I can get the money, because most healthcare organizations, they're running tight. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I did budgets for 20 years. When I say we were counting every dollar, we were counting every dollar, and not necessarily in patient care, but in IT. That's where the dollars. And what was the first thing that got cut when shit went wrong? Right, we didn't make enough money. IT gets
that new IT project canceled that. Let's keep everything running as it is. I know. Yep. I know for sure. There's where I was the last person to touch an upgrade somewhere, and that was 9 years ago.
It's insane. Dude, I provisioned some servers like 13 years ago. They probably just came in.
Yeah.
Way to go. All right. So anyway, that's a little bit about the AI set. And now we'll roll into the Flux Med side of the world. But let's, before we get into
should
Flux...
I share the link to the Flux AI Enterprise? People are interested.
Go ahead.
I want to bring it forward. I can definitely do that.
Oh, that's the drinking game. Every F-bomb is a drink. How many Arcane nodes are out there? We answered that. That's roughly over 1,000. Daniel, because ArcaneOS requires TPM, which has to be set on install. That is correct. It does require TPM. So make sure you dig into it. There's a good article about it out there. Grab it and look into it.
So this is the website, by the way, if you guys are interested and you want to have a look and pass that on to folks, by all means. The contact form at the bottom that people can fill in. So toss that into X too while you're at it. So if anybody wants to grab it. Yeah. Or if somebody wants to put it in comments, put it on X. Put it on X. All right.
Why wasn't Arcane automatically updated on all nodes? Because it's a completely different product than what we used to offer.
So when an update happens, it takes up to 48 hours to get updated. So, and it's random so that not everybody does it at the same time. So it's not like, hey, we do an update, all the network starts updating. No, it basically is spread over 48 hours. So if yours hasn't updated yet, and I think it's still within the 48-hour window.
No, ArcaneOS you need to do manually, dude.
No, updates are all automatic.
Oh, updates are automatic, but moving from old operating system to new Arcane, you have to do it manually.
You're basically going from
reinstall.
Yeah, you're going from Windows XP to Windows 11.
Yeah, that's
so you can't just do a quick update. It's format
Arcane took
a new install.
Arcane took about 3 years to develop from beginning to end.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
Iterations and testing and thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we go back about 3 years. So, what's the front looking like and talking with large cloud providers, IBM, AWS, Azure, Google? Any plans to integrate with any of those platforms? We have not talked to. We have not talked to 2 of those folks. I won't tell you which ones, but we have had conversations with 2 folks. One would surprise you.
I've had conversations with all 4, actually.
Well, I have 2, but I wasn't going to say that. One of them actually surprised me, and I'll just say Google reached out to me, and we had a pretty decent conversation about what their anticipation of what they're doing for Web3 versus what decentralized Web3 is doing in DeepIn. So it was an interesting conversation. They're not ignorant. They know who we are. So we are on the map, and we are, they're aware of who we are and what we're doing. So, but here's the thing. AWS actually launched a decentralized network. It failed within weeks, mostly because it was ran on their infrastructure and nobody would adopt it because it was AWS. So there's that, and that's good for us. So yes, we have talked to some of these folks.
It's a good question, Carl, but there was more to it. There's more. There's other big companies that are not even listed in that list. So
yeah,
we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, we have open conversations with DigitalOcean, OVH, Lumen, Oracle, all those folks. So they're all looking to get ahead of the next cloud craze because AWS kind of ruled in the last cloud craze, and that's 50% of Amazon's revenue comes from a product that they built to service their own network and that they decided to start selling outward, and that's AWS. So it's very difficult for other companies to really break that market. You almost have to change the market, and that's exactly what Flux is doing. So we realize we're not.
Yeah, and it's that stamp of approval from the green company as well, right? That really opened a lot of doors now. That people are like, okay, these guys are. If Nvidia thinks they're serious, let's have a conversation. Like it's interesting how that all works in the business world.
On Daniel's point with the Flux NVIDIA partnership, any articles to read more? Yes, there is one out there when we announce. It's probably on our Medium. Go check it out. It's like Flux official Medium. Just check it out there.
Yeah, if somebody can quickly link it, that might be handy as well. I don't have it myself available.
This guy started yelling at me at the end. What other projects do you think is the most similar to yours, and how does your project differ? No, I think he accidentally hit caps lock.
You got excited.
Look, I say this all the time. In what we're doing, we don't have competitors. We have opportunities. I would say the closest one to us is Akash. Where do we differ? We're geared more toward your entry-level GPUs all the way up to your high-end. They're more high-end GPUs. We're proof of use of work. They're proof of stake. They're built on Cosmos, I believe it is, and we're our own chain. So do your research. By the way, I love Greg, and I love the project he's got going over there. I think they're really one of the good ones. And I can tell you right now, we've talked in nauseum about how we can work together and continue to keep working together. And Greg does do, we have like a bit of a lobbying group that we work with for Web3 and DPIN. And the big players are.
No, he's back.
Satoshi Action Fund, and a bunch of other folks we're working with to push forward good regulations on Web3 so that people actually understand what the hell it is and what it's used for. So FluxMed, essentially phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1, collaborate. Phase 2, integrate. Collaborate with healthcare providers, develop FluxMed prototypes, integrate with Flux blockchain for secure, it should be EMR, well, health records. I call it EMR, but that's, same thing. Engage with stakeholders like clinicians, IT specialists, and patients for feedback on ongoing system refinement. So again, listen to your customers. We've built a product. One thing Amazon did really well is they created a delivery model, a framework. And it didn't matter whether, when they started with books. I don't know if everybody remembers back in the day, but Amazon really came on the scene because they were selling books. People were like, who the hell buys books online? But they knew that if they could build this delivery model for books, they could start to drop really anything in there. And now you go on Amazon, you can buy damn near everything. So, they built the framework, so it didn't matter what it was, they could drop on top of it. And that's exactly what Flux has done. We built FluxAI, we built FluxEdge, we built FluxOS. Now you can take something like FluxMed and drop it on top of that, and it just all of a sudden becomes a viable product. The second phase would be integration. So integrate the prototype fully with the Flux Cloud Network, develop and deploy APIs, localized healthcare providers to connect to Flux, and implement a robust encryption and smart contract programmability. And the last phase is deploy. Deploy FluxAI, establish a feedback loop with clinicians, AI performance monitoring, which is essential for AI training and real-world sensitive medical data. There are probably no other data sets like healthcare records because they are highly regulated and they are highly sensitive. So, this is an area where Flux is going to excel, and this is why Arcane, again, was so important. Hold on, did Google feel evil? They always feel a bit evil to me. I had to take a shower when I was done, but it was kind of cool hearing their perspective on where the industry is going. So I think they're very well aware their model isn't going to work moving forward. Very interesting. The cost of deployments on infrastructure is about to get shattered, and Flux is shattering it right now. And as a matter of fact, 3 months in a row, we've had record deployments, which is amazing. So we're going to keep on going with that. Flux greater. This was a byproduct. And now remember, I talked about the delivery model, the framework. Once you've built it, then you can start dropping things on top of that. This was essentially an AI document comparison that we created internally, and it uses advanced AI to analyze and grade documents based on your criteria. Upload a batch of documents and get detailed evaluations in seconds. This is huge, especially for somebody that sits in the C-suite right now. If I put an RFP, request for purchase, out there, and I get 20 of them, how do I figure out which one's the best? Do I sit there and go through 30 pages of documents 30 times or whatever, how many documents? I can upload every one of those documents, simply drop them into a folder. You go in, you assign that folder, bam, now all those documents are in. You put your criteria, so you type out what your criteria is. I need anything that matches this criteria. Boom, you plug that in, done. Now you got a list from top to bottom. What's the best fit? Maybe it's project total, manpower hours, overhead, capital costs, whatever it is. Now you know which one of these RFPs is going to be right for you. And I also used the instance we did it for hiring one of our folks we just recently hired. We had several hundred resumes that were submitted on LinkedIn. By the way, I really like the LinkedIn. If we're going to only post our job openings on LinkedIn moving forward. Really like their setup there. Centralized as hell, but cool. Yeah. So what it did for us is it took these 200 people who some of them may have tweaked their resume specifically for that position. The AI knows it. The AI knows that, okay, you worked at these 3 places, but this one's kind of out of a little unusual. Maybe you're trying to align better. It's going to score it. It's going to tell you these are good, but I'm a little bit concerned about this right here. Check this out, right? And so what that does is we cut it down to 3 people almost immediately. And then we were able to select the best. And as a matter of fact, the person we select was number 1.
Yeah. And the fun part is once you've done once you got your top 3, you can take those 3 resumes, run it through the system again, and you basically give it different things you're looking for. Okay, if these are the top 3 guys and these were their scores, what about this? And then AI will basically generate another report for based on your criteria, and then it goes again. It's quite, and it's fast. It's ludicrously fast as well. Like you can see it go through the resumes one by one. I know Caroline had to do some resume searching the other day before this was created. I mean, she was using Flux Intel at that point. So she was running them through Flux Intel and then going through the motion and then capturing the things that she was looking for. But this is just way faster.
It changes the game, and you can parlay this out to really anything you're doing. If you have something you need to rank or score, or you need a better understanding, I mean, RFPs are perfect, for instance, man, I hated that shit. You know what I mean? Like you had to get as many as you had to get as many documents as you could. Yeah. And then, most of them are that fucking thick. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, I'd lose 2 days going through RFPs back
2 weeks, you mean?
Right?
To go through all, like if you do a big RFP, and I did one before I joined Influx as well. I had to go through 10 different vendors. And you ask the questions, like it's a proper structured questionnaire basically, but the vendors didn't always answer in that structure. And then going through them and matching it up and then putting it in Excel, and this would have taken care of it in a matter of minutes.
All right, I only got 15 minutes left, so I got to move quick. So,
okay,
Flux Pay is a new product. Davey, you were fine. I was just saying I actually have to go make this go forward because I will go off on a tangent.
No, all good.
So Flux Play is a new product. Right now we have Minecraft, Power World, Facto, Satisfactory, and Shroud. I know this is a big game. I don't know what these are. I know this is a big game. That's in Shroud.
Victoria and Factory are big games too.
Yeah, and this is great because people want to run their own servers. And by the way, you could definitely see game providers someday actually deploying on this ecosystem as well. It saved them a shit ton of money because if we're hosting those games on Flux, it's gonna really be a win. So We're really working with gaming companies as well to try to get them understanding what Flux is and how they can use Flux Play. Really just cool shit across the board. If you have questions, ask. I got to go. Okay, Flux Pro. We listened to the community, and again, they wanted to see things more unified in terms of if I pay one price, I get a level of service. So we introduced Flux Pro. It's built to improve fees, expand access, support multiple accounts, and empower the community. It's for both retail users and businesses. So like the Founder Edition, which is $99 a month, you're going to get a shit ton of services with that. You're going to get FluxAI, you're going to get Flux Edge, you're going to get Flux Cloud, you're going to get FluxOS, you're going to get, you're going to have access to all those Zelcore Pro, Flux Pro, I guess it's called. So this is really it brings things together. The big one is it also reduces your Fusion fees. And now that we are getting ready to release the Fusion X exchange, it's called, we have our own exchange. It's called, do we have a picture of that, Davey? Can you pull it up real quick?
Let me see. Like the website itself?
Yeah, the website is Fusion X, I believe.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. This?
So Fusion X is a lot different than every other exchange out there. Now, this is the first version that's coming out. So, we're going to have buy and sell activated. You can connect all of your wallets. So whether you're using MetaMask or you're using, whatever it is that you're using to connect to DeFi, you're going to be able to do it right here as well. And what this does is we're putting a lot of concentration on proof of work projects to be added to this. But really any asset can be added here because we're using multiple exchanges across multiple platforms. And really what we're doing is we're aggregating that data back to get you the cheapest. Somebody just said when. It's up and running now.
We're testing it. We haven't publicly announced it yet, but I think it's soon, though, that we were going to announce it.
Fuck it. It's fusionx.runonflux.com. So if you want to play around with it, keep in mind it's a beta. Don't send any big dollars across there just to make sure we get all the bugs worked out. Right now you can swap. When we do our full release, you'll be able to buy, sell. And the other cool thing is up there, if you see, we're going to have Explore. Explore is actually going to be a full trading view integration as well. So you'll be able to chart, you'll be able to buy and trade, you'll be able to sell, you'll be able to do everything right here from this one platform. You got a project you want added? Reach out to us, man, because right now we're in the process of adding some projects. I believe we just added KDA. So put Cadena in there and see if they pop up one time. Right there. So, and then you go to swap. So Cadena's already added, I believe. Put Cas in there one time. See if Caspa's in there. All right, there. Okay. So we're putting the major projects in there to start. But if you have like Upstart, Telesta is one we're going to be adding as well. If it makes sense and they need a nice exchange, this is a place where they can go and they don't have to be subject to the bullshit that Coinbase brings. And by the way, don't get me started on those assholes. But this is our direct competitor to them. We're also going to be adding DEXs to this model as well, so you'll be able to access your DEXs all in one location. And you're going to be able to have reduced fees through, if you decide to go with Flux Pro. That's why I was showing you this. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Davey. So you have the bronze, silver, platinum, and founder editions. The platinum and founder prices will probably stay the same. I think the bronze is going to come down to $9.99, and I think the silver is going to come down to $29.99. We want to make sure we have good competitive pricing across the board. And with that, you're going to get FluxAI. You're going to get access to these different products. So pretty awesome shit. Flux Edge. So we are in a full release on Edge now. We've got some of the pieces that we've been working on is local storage support, advanced resource allocation, automated deployments, updated payment methods. You can now pay with, I believe it's Stripe and PayPal and, all the fiat models. You can use stable assets. You can use Flux. You can use whatever. The big question we get is what happens to the fiat. the fiat just immediately gets used to purchase Flux back. So we use it as almost like a passive market making. So if Dan spends $10 on deployment, he's going to then get, there'll be $10 worth of Flux purchased. My wife just texted me. She says, "Do you know anything about XRP?"
Don't touch it.
I might have to divorce her. I might have to divorce her, sir.
You're going to have a frank conversation with her now.
So automated deployments, updated payment methods, premium machine rentals, and passkey support for logins. Passkey is kind of important, and we're going to see a lot. You're going to see that on a lot of these products as an option. It's not what I would use, but people want to be able to utilize that. And honestly, we're about solutions. So if we make Web3 feel like Web2, people can do the same thing in Web3 they've done in Web2, and you get a better level of adoption. So we need to have those pieces in play. SSP wallet has absolutely been fucking crushing it, right? Fiat to crypto on ramp, crypto to fiat off ramp, in-app crypto swapping, SSP for Firefox, and it's not currently under review. It's actually been released, so you can now download that. If you're using Chrome, go to your add-ins, type in Zelcore, bam, there you are. Now you have that wallet on there. SSP for Firefox, we talked about that. Security audits by Halliburton, we talked about that as well. So all our products have been audited. Schnorr, multi-sig smart contracts and SDK audits. So our Schnorr solution, which by the way, Ethereum couldn't even build themselves. We had to build it, which is absolutely fucking blows my mind. Like literally a project that big, and we're the ones that had to step up and build this. Do better, Vitalik. SSP wallet and SSP key translated into 25 languages. Developer resources, so code of conduct and contributing guidelines. It again, open source, so anybody can participate in it. Very cool. And comprehensive SSP documentation. I think of it this way. Zelcore is your Swiss utility knife of Web3 and DePIN. SSP is your safe. That's your lockbox, right? This is high end, and if you haven't used it, it's fantastic. You got your little app on your phone. I mean, it's better than any wallet out there I've ever used, hands down, without a doubt. So it's check secure. It out if you have.
You got two seats, right? So even if one of them is compromised, they still can't get to your stuff. And even if somebody tries to do stuff, you actually know that somebody's touching it, so you can, move it away. Instead of simple secure, it should be super secure wallet at this point for me. If you're not comfortable with storing your coins in any type of wallet, this one should be the one you should go for. Even if it's a hardware wallet, I still prefer this one over that. I can store my seed keys anywhere on a hard surface, put that away, and I don't have to worry about somebody touching my stuff, and know it's done. Yep. I know it's secure.
So if you haven't checked out SSP yet, check it out. Zelcore is crushing it again. If you haven't downloaded it, the browser extension is pretty sick. I love it. It's I use Zelcore as basically my hot wallet. So I use SSP for my node infrastructure and all that kind of shit. But for Zelcore, I love it as a hot wallet. And now this browser extension makes it so much easier. It really does make it nice.
Yep.
Check it out. It's out now. The affiliate program, again, our best sales team are you guys. So our guide on how to begin, and it's very straightforward. You sign up through the Flux affiliate program. You earn rewards for every time someone subscribes to FluxAI using your unique link. You'll be earning cash rewards, simple, straightforward, and lucrative. Personally, I like earning Flux, and you'll be able to select whether or not you want Flux or you want USDC or DT. Share the experience, spread the word around FluxAI and your audience. The affiliate program will be for every part of the platform. It's starting with AI right now, but it'll migrate its way into everything. And then celebrate your success. We'll have a leaderboard. it'll be probably on our new website, which is coming, and we'll actually have an internal leaderboard in our Discord as well. And we do have a little contest today. So the contest is to win a signed copy of a chance to win a hardcover of the Founders Edition, which is the white book. You can see it back here. And that the Founders Edition, there was only 200 of them made, and they all get an NFT with them. Decentralizing the future, the rise, the story of Flux and the rise of Web3 and DePIN. How to participate. You create an image with the topic. You can even use Flux One. So create an image around this, place your entry into the AMA comments on X. So do it, then put it on X, and then retweet the AMA, and then we'll announce 3 winners that come out of that. So go create your images, get them up. We'll have the marketing team garnering all them, and we'll give away some books to some winners. So that was the end of the presentation. So let me just get these questions up real quick. We got a few. Zelcore is its own company, right? It's owned by Influx, which is the, our company, which is the, mine, Today's, Walter's, Jeremy's. It's everybody that works for Influx are all participating in that. So it is its own company, in the sense that, it's its own product, but it was its own company at one point, and then we merged it back into Influx. When will you be able to see the level of revenue made by Influx technology? When will the wallet where the conversion of income into Flux be made public? You won't. Influx is a private company. Well, what you will see is deployments. So you'll see the amount that's been deployed, the amount that's been sent back to chain. And then if you got a calculator, you'll be able to figure out what Influx made off that as well. But historically, private companies don't report their revenues. So, and we don't plan on doing that anytime soon. All right. Has anything replaced Bunny Analyst? Hey, that's a great fucking question. Products that tracks Flux revenue and usage. We will be recreating a version of Bunny Analyst. Exactly like it was before. I tried to buy the Bunny Analyst program and improve it. He wouldn't sell it to me. So we had to start over and rebuild it from scratch. So Bunny Analyst, you suck. You should have just sold it to me.
I don't know where he is. I haven't been able to talk with him for a long time now. So it was handy, but it's not correctly tracking anything anymore. I don't know if it's even working still at this point, but
curious why we have
as well, right?
Yeah. Curious why we have SSP and Zelcore. Why do we have both, especially now with Zelcore browser extension? SSP, again, is like your lockbox, right? This is your cold storage wallet. This is where you're going to put your shit and let it sit. This is where you're going to hodl. Zelcore is more, as it grows, is going to morph more into almost like a gateway to Web3 and DePIN, right? And you now you now have in the app section, you have Flux Drive, you have, all the products we're offering now are located in Zelcore. So it's going to kind of be a unifier. SSP is more of a diehard wallet. And then, of course, we've got Echo Wallet, which is geared more toward the Cadena ecosystem that we support. I hope you're happy, Daniel. I'm loaded. That's my mom, and you better not be doing shots, Mom. All right? Too early for that shit. I love you. Very interesting. I am building something similar using FluxAI to run 360 assessments. I wonder if it integrates with some ATS already. I don't know, probably. Reach out to us. I'd like to see that. That's cool.
I know some people are already using FluxAI, and he's one of them, but there's a lot of people using the APIs as they are right now at this point. And I have something cool. I don't know if we should share that.
I don't care.
It's a little skunk thing that we were working on the other day.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Show them.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here quickly.
While you're doing that, I'm going to answer the rest of these questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Are there any estimates on Flux Med use in the future revenues related to this adoption? We have a revenue projection. I mean, we're not going to start to see those revenues till we start to deploy. We've got 2 or 3 customers that are in that phase right now, and that would be public data, as the infrastructure that runs on the backside of that would be incentivized. So whether you're running nodes or you're running Edge, and Edge is going to become highly profitable too, by the way. We just need to get the use cases dovetailed in yet, and we'll be ready to go. So there'll be more talks about that in the future, Simon. So good question. I'm a long-time supporter of the project. You guys are awesome. I want to change my nodes to Arcane, but see several issues with Arcane and Discord channel. Is AOS stable, rock solid? If they're seeing issues, it's mostly upgrade issues. So I know there's some guides out there for upgrades. I highly recommend that you check them out.
I know there's videos being created, and I basically encourage everybody in the community as well to lend a hand and create videos of things that they installing on something that we haven't thought of. For instance, like certain VMware versions, workstation, whatever you do, something like that. If you do something like that, let us know, and we'll promote it and make sure if you get the attention you deserve at that point, because we like to see the community as well participate in these things, right? So.
Action said, "Put your shit and let it sit." Trademark it. There you go. That's a Danism for sure.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Yeah, that's the new SSP shirt. Put your shit and let it sit. Could we have a Zelcore-based mobile OS that runs directly in Flux Cloud? Could we have a Zelcore-based mobile OS that runs directly in Flux Cloud?
Isn't it already?
Yeah, I don't know that I understand that. It does run on Flux Cloud currently. Most of it. There are a couple pieces that we run separate with hosted infrastructure that we have, but the majority of it all runs on Flux Cloud.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all the questions that we got. So I appreciate, we're right at the top of the hour. It's 12:01. We're going to do another one of these like real soon, because there's about 10 other products that we didn't go through yet. But Davey, just for shits and giggles, go ahead and show them your skunkwork project that you're working on.
Ta-da. XAware.
So XAware is a brand new product that we are building in our Skunkworks line. We have not announced that this is even a thing yet. We've been using it internally and we love it. But essentially, this allows you to manage your social media all in one place. So you can manage your tweets, and then we'll of course add in all other platforms. Why is this different than what's out there nowadays? It's completely decentralized, and you hold your data. So again, you're not using a third-party aggregator. You're actually using your own aggregator, which is absolutely cool. So you can generate AI responses. And by the way, I don't use this shit for my personal. So if I'm trolling you, it's me. But if I wanted to set this up to troll people, you could definitely do that. Do not recommend it, right? But these are, again, this goes back to the whole philosophy we have behind building the framework, right? So this is a probably 2-week skunkwork project that absolutely is going to be a grand slam. And you can, if you hit post reply, that automatically goes to.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah. Well, no, do a test one. Just say this is a test.
It's disabled. It's disabled, so it's all good. But I'll test it.
You're no fun. You're no fun.
There.
So, but anyway, I wanted you guys to see this because I think this is important. These are the types of products anybody can build on Flux. We did it in 2 weeks in a skunkwork model. You guys can do it anytime. The tools are all there. APIs are there. Backend's there. Front end's there. You can do it, So, and by the way, if you build something like this and you bring it to us, we're going to give you some Flux, because these are the kind of things that the foundation likes to see as well. So
Literally, what happened with this person?
Foundation coming up. Yeah,
this person came to me, and we talked a bit, and I'm like, "Create me something. Show me what you can do." There you go.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going to see partner projects like Telesta, like Grid, Flux Runner, we bought it, brought it in house because we loved it so much with Onar and his team. So really cool stuff is happening. So build it, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
So,
And I'll leak one more little thing. So there is a GitHub being created, and it's not public yet, but it'll basically show examples of what you can do with FluxAI. So basically the API type of calls that we do, Discord, Telegram type of things, all sorts of things. There's a GitHub being created, and we'll add examples to it. So free to use. You use it in your own Discords, Telegram type of things. You go in there, you'll be able to deploy it yourself and go from there. But for developers out there who are looking for things to work on, those will be some great ideas. And this was just an idea that we were talking about, that the marketing team brought up a couple times. So yeah, just an example of what you
Davey,
can do with FluxAI.
I think I understand what that guy asked about the Zelcore cloud version. He wants a version where he can open it up Safari on his cell phone and go to the website and enter it that way. I don't see why we couldn't do that, and that's as easy as deploying a Docker to, FluxOS. I mean, that's actually kind of a cool idea. I didn't think about that. So that may be something we want to look at in the future. So good point there. I think I got your understanding. What is the status on the Miami location? Contract's done. We're in. I got to get off my ass and get down to Florida to get it all set up. I asked Caroline to help me with that, so she's taking the lead on that. So I think probably
is she going to Miami? I didn't know that. Damn it, Dan.
Well, she said she'd help, so we need to get it set up.
I bet she did say that she would have to go to Miami.
And if you're gonna leave it up to me, that's not gonna end well, right? So, so we're working on it, guys, and you'll see it really, really soon. Okay.
I love this comment though. I'm not gonna read it, but I think it's funny.
Oh yeah, machine gun for shitpost. Just don't get banned. Look, because I'm on X and I constantly repost and tweet and stuff, I've been nerfed like 15 times. They thought I was a bot. And I'm like, dude, I'm just OCD, and I got to respond to fucking everyone for whatever reason. So I don't know why. Thank you guys for coming. Real quick, a selfish plug. I've had a bunch of people DMing me about the Flux Racing scenario. So we have Cody Dennison, which is in our ARCA, our NASCAR truck. He drives pretty much everything, right? So, and he's a rookie this year. We sponsored him. We got Matt Campbell at Racing. Those shirts have been produced, and I don't know anyone that has been asking about these. You'll be able to get these. The website is I had to shopmattcampbell.com, and these are the shirts. You get the Flux car on the back, right? So at the Matt Campbell logo, and one of the cooler designs I've seen on the front. So you get the FTR Campbell X. Help support our driver. I mean, he's doing some. I mean, he's led the most laps in sprint car in the past 3 weeks. He's had a win, second place, third place. He's going to continue to keep winning. We're chasing a championship with those guys. Show your support. Go get a Matt Campbell shirt. If you get one, put it on X, and you win a little Flux. So if I see you rocking, this is available on our Flux shop. It's gotflux.store. And you guys can check that out if you want one of the Flux Racing shirts. And I'm announcing today, we are also getting into GT3. So our goal is to try to do an EU-focused scenario. GT3 is big there. So we'll have a GT3 car that we'll be announcing probably within the next 2 weeks. So our goal is to get really brand recognition out there. And so people see this. And racing isn't like what everybody thinks. We're not all Neanderthals, right? We're highly intelligent people who run businesses and put a shit ton of money in these things to go fast. I've already got 2 customers that are running on Flux, specifically because they saw it on a race car, right? Actually, Cody's car. And they reached out, they asked questions, and next thing you know, now they're deploying something on Flux. So it's all about brand recognition. We did the UFL. We'll probably do I'll just say it. We're going to do a Major League Baseball team next. So, we'll be working on that. So you're going to see lots of marketing pieces start to a surge on that side, Shannon's doing and Betty are doing excellent jobs on the market. The marketing team is fantastic. If you can be good in a bear market, you can be great in a great market. So our goal is to make
4 spaces yesterday, Dan. 4 or 5.
Well, you did several. I did probably. Yeah. I did 3. You did 2. So 5. And then I had a live stream go live or a previous recording. So that's 6. So, I mean, we're lots of brand recognition. You can check out my write-ups on the Forbes site too. If you haven't, they're really good for understand the true premise of what we're doing. The Forbes page is great. It talks about the benefits of FluxAI, FluxEdge, FluxOS, so on and so forth. But I get really detailed get down into what it means to the entire space. So check it out. So that's it. I thank you all for coming today. I know we ran a little over. I appreciate you guys staying on for this. I mean, we've had a shit ton of viewers. I believe we've broke our record pretty handily. So well done on that. Davey, play us out.
All right. See you guys.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though, and you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0.